Folks, hello and welcome to Tavern Chat. I'm your host, Eric Tenkar, your bartender in the OSR, and the gift that keeps on giving. So, earlier today, Tim Kask posted on Facebook the following. Well, it seems as though I have pissed someone off. This is what I just got from new TSR this AM. By the way, I have no idea where you heard that slanderous accusation. Keep repeating that, and I think you are liable for libel. So, what was Tim apparently sent? Go suck Luke's / Wizards of the Coast / Bulls, you fucking coward. I also heard you were fired for stealing from TSR. Keep up your slander. A case is building on you too! Exclamation point. Now, Tim spelled this apparently as he received it. So there's got to be, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 or 6 grammatical mistakes made, spelling mistakes, whatever. It's legitimately LaNasa. It is Justin's way of spelling while he's angry. Now, Mr. LaNasa, I heard that you were an unsuccessful candidate for office after sponsoring a spectacle that had 2 women wrestling in a tub of grits. Should I believe that? Just because I heard it. Well, in this case, we do have video evidence, so we're not going to even go there. But I've been asked, how do we know that Justin actually sent this? Tim Kask is not sharing the original communication. Maybe Tim is making this up. This doesn't sound like Justin. So now I have some other screenshots up here. Another screenshot, before I get to the meat of the matter, this is public stuff that Justin posted on Facebook in direction to me, October of 2020. Tenkar, do you know nobody likes know-it-alls that act like they know everything and try and sound like they know everything, but don't know shit? Maybe it's that New York upbringing. I don't know. So this is just how Justin likes to deal with people. Another one, I asked him a question. Again, the question was asked prior. You choose to ignore it. Mocking me does not make you look any better. So, the Dungeon Hobby Shop Museum are registered not-for-profit. And Justin's response was, the typical non-answer from Justin, and that's my opinion. Other people will be like, oh, Justin answers questions. He answered my question with a question. My question to you is, what does that matter? I'm like, well, thank you for answering the question in a truthful manner, because if you're not answering it, it means it obviously wasn't a not-for-profit. It was certainly for profit. And Stephen Marsh asked questions, and he went off on it. But now, here's the meat of the matter. How do we know that Justin would threaten somebody with legal action? Because October 2020, I guess a little bit over a year ago, this was in a personal, direct conversation with me. You can see on the screen the little camera and phone icon. This was from Facebook Messenger. I happen to reside in New York State. New York State is a single consent state when it comes to communications. One party has to agree to record it and or share it. I am sharing it with my own permission, so therefore I am violating no laws. Justin, another thing there, by the way, again, totally misspelling, wrong there, but whatever, right? It's Justin. It is Parfit, of course. Armchair lawyer, you might want to be very careful. You might get pulled into this very easily. Probably should have been a period at that point. Instead, it's an extra space. You know what character defamation, slander, and even in some cases fraud is? I suggest you stop picking sides, and steering things could get costly for you too. Me too. Oh, wow, look at that. Keep it up. A slander case is building on you too. Oh, things could get costly for you too. Wow. What a coinkydink. And not answering shows a lack of giving two shits. And that is right. I had a lack of giving two shits because there was no reason, there was no case for slander or defamation or fraud that Justin could have filed. His threats were empty. His threats against Tim are empty. And I do know that if there are people make empty legal threats against you in many situations, you can thereby file. You're not going to get blood from a stone. You're not going to get money from somebody who's basically broke at this point. So what's the point? Maybe you should start asking factual questions and stop making shit up. Now, I watched Tim's video, Curmudgeon in the Dungeon, from yesterday, where he talked about the Darlene, Darlene, her history with TSR, her public statement that I happened to mention and read, I guess prior yesterday, and he didn't. I mean, listen, I've been on the receiving end of Tim. When I say I was on the receiving end of Tim, and this, I apologize to Tim for sharing this, maybe, but I was at a convention where Tim confused me with somebody else. This is when Tim was going through chemo, and I'm sure he's suffering from chemo brain. I went through chemo myself 15 years ago. I suffered through chemo brain. It confused the shit out of you. He thought I was somebody else, and my God, he gave me one hell of a fucking ass reaming. And I didn't even know who we thought I was. I had to ask a mutual friend who was a witness, and they explained it. So, what Justin got from Tim was polite and thoughtful. And yes, to paraphrase Tim Kask, new TSR can never be the original TSR. They can never be the actual TSR because the members that made up the actual TSR are quite simply getting old and dying. And they're going to pass. And links to that are going to pass. And as Tim said, it was kind of like Camelot. It's that once in a lifetime opportunity. And that opportunity is gone. So, there you go. But yes, I had not seen the screenshot. If I had the screenshots from Tim, I would certainly share it. I am obviously never reluctant to do so if I have permission. But I'm just letting you all know that Justin does make these threats. He apparently does believe these threats have power, have influence, or else he wouldn't make them. Right? So take that for what it's worth. Do I believe Tim? Most assuredly. I believe Tim received these threats. Do I think these threats are viable? No. What kind of slander case is there against him? What kind of slander case was there against me? I keep screenshots of everything. I back up. If I'm going to call it a fact, I back it up with a screenshot. If I'm going to call it a rumor, I will tell you it's a rumor. If I'm going to say, hey, I'm drawing conclusions out of my ass, I am drawing conclusions out of my ass. Those are called opinions. We are entitled to do so. This threat from Justin of legal action, I could get pulled into it for character deformation, slander, and even in some cases, fraud. This is a legitimate threat or an illegitimate threat, but he actually made the threat. So yes, again, I believe Tim. Take from this what you will. But I believe that it shows the type of person that Justin was, 15 months ago? It hasn't changed, right? Same thing, same bully. So, folks, we are still in the midst of the world of COVID. Rich and I diagnosed with COVID about, I guess, like a week and a half ago. Most of my symptoms have passed. Still tired of shit. Still got some chemo, not chemo brain going, but like that fog confuses you. You act a little slow. So forgive me if I am behind on communications. But yes, hon, I'm not telling you that you need to get vaxxed. I don't get vaxxed. I'm not saying wear a mask, don't wear a mask. I am saying use your common sense, talk to a doctor, a medical professional that knows your situation, knows your medical history, and be guided by such. And yes, we're going to have the mystical, magical tail in front of us. Be safe, be well. God bless. Roll those dice. And I will be back again tomorrow. Please, Lord, I beg of you, no more TSR shit in my news cycle, okay? I understand that some of the viewers and listeners are getting tired of it. But believe me, if it wasn't newsworthy, I wouldn't be covering it, but I would like to find something else that's newsworthy. Sounds good to me. Let's see if they can stop stepping on their own dick. All right. Later, folks.